Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
2 weeks ago, a Russian investigative journalist called Maxim Borodin died. Somehow he had fallen from his apartment window in the Russian city of Yekaterinburg in the Urals. The suggestion was that he'd killed himself, he was only 32, or that it was an accident. But there are real concerns that neither of those explanations are correct. You see, it so happens Mr. Borodin had investigated an interesting and inconvenient story about the death of Russian mercenaries in Syria. And on top of that, he'd called a friend just hours before to say there were armed men on the balcony and people on the stairs in camouflage and masks. It is a strange and sad story, and John Sweeney has been trying to piece together what's known about the death.
Did he fall, or was he pushed? Officially in Russia, Maxim Borodin fell out of the window of his flat, either suicide or an accident.
Вот как видите, только что нашли авиабомбу.
Officially, this is a non-story about an accidental death of a journalist. Officially, there is no question of foul play. The last person we can find who spoke to Borodin alive was his friend Vyacheslav Bashkov. He got an alarming phone call at 5 a.m.
Конечно, первое, что я подумал, то что его выкинули.
His girlfriend Yulia Fedotova received a disturbing text.
Он звонил и мне в том числе утром 11 апреля. Я не взяла трубку, к сожалению, потому что не слышала. Он писал, мол, поднимай всех, у меня обыск.
Он видит человека на балконе, он видит людей в камуфляже и масках у себя на личной площадке. И он попросил найти ему адвокатов.
Then Max Borodin changed his tune, big time.
А потом, через час 20, он позвонил и извинился, потому что он ошибся. Ну, то есть он так сказал, что извини, Слава, я ошибся, не надо никого мне искать, никаких адвокатов. Очевидно, тут идут какие-то учения.
Я проснулась, увидела это, пишу ему, мол, что случилось, все ли в порядке. Он говорит, да, отбой, все решил. Я говорю, что такое, что было? Он написал, мол, излишняя паранойя.
Too much paranoia? What happens in the next 36 hours of Max Borodin's life is, according to his closest friends, a mystery. We've tried hard, but we cannot account for the time between 6 o'clock in the morning on the 11th and sometime in the evening of the 12th, when Max Borodin is reportedly found at the bottom of his block of flats in a coma. He died on the 15th. Is it possible that his journalism got him into trouble? In February, Borodin made this report. This footage appears to show Russian mercenaries in Syria under attack from the Americans. Borodin interviewed this woman, Yelena, widow of Stanislav Matveyev, a Russian mercenary killed in that attack on February the 7th.
Я начала узнавать насчет тел. Я говорю, я не знаю, кто как. Я говорю, закажите попа, чтобы их отпели по-человечески.
The footage has been widely shown in Russia, but Newsnight has established it's fake from a computer game. The images were wrong, but the attack did happen.
In Syria, now a handful of weeks ago, the Russians met their match, and a couple hundred Russians were killed.
The grieving widow was all too real, and this audio tape of Matveyev's commander appears authentic too. He survived the attack.
Вот, ну, не говоря там о каком-то ПЗРК и так далее. Короче, растрепали там вообще, ну, устроили ад. И пиндосы конкретно и четко знали, что это мы идем русские.
The cost in blood of Russia's military adventures in Syria is not something the Kremlin wants publicized. The Russian mercenaries killed in Syria worked for an outfit called Wagner, reportedly controlled by this man, Yevgeny Prigozhin, known as Putin's cook. He's a former gangster turned billionaire. He's on the US sanction list for running a troll farm, accused of interfering in the American presidential election. Borodin's reporting on Russians dying in Syria would not have made him popular with the master of the Kremlin or his cook, but there's no evidence connecting them to Borodin's death. His girlfriend believes it was probably an accident.
Я не берусь утверждать ничего априорно, но из имеющихся на данный момент данных, мне кажется, что это все-таки был несчастный случай, к сожалению.
His friend Bashkov doubts suicide and accident.
Добряк, шутник, но никогда не подумал и не думаю, что Максим был способен к суициду.
Could it have been foul play?
Попасть на его балкон с крыши на самом деле достаточно просто, особенно подготовленному человеку. Это да.
The authorities have now concluded that there was no foul play. It's possible that they are right. But those 36 hours before Max Borodin fell to earth are deeply troubling.
John Sweeney.